Okay, Eric is a New Jersey transplant who now lives in Bluffton with his wife Glenn, who is here. Lovely. Recently elected moderator of IWN, Eric is seeking to truly champion writers in the Low Country. He is a published author of the book Run to Win and enjoys writing novels about personal journeys and redemption, usually set in his hometown of Philadelphia. He has recently taken up poetry and is simply damn good. Eric has contributed to the anthologies Journey into My Brother's Soul and IWN's Reflections and Ripples. Eric.
Thank you, Kai. I really appreciate it. And before I talk about my poem, I just really want to give you double thanks, you and Denise, for setting all this up. I mean, this is an incredible turnout. And yeah, give them a round of applause, please. And as the pastor of my old church in Jersey used to say, make them angry that they can't get in. You know, and I guess you did that, you know. Excellent, great job. This poem is a narrative poem that came as a prompt from Denise in our poetry critique group. So if you're insulted, I apologize in advance, but blame Denise. And it goes out with apologies to all Philadelphia public and parochial school students, past, present, future, nuns, English teachers, and vampires. And please keep in mind that this was written in the point of view of an adolescent boy circa 1967. So my wife would tell you it's me and not much has changed, but just keep that in mind. And it's titled Try Harder. They said she was once a nun, not a flying nun from TV or a singing nun from the movies, but the ass-kicking kind from over at St. Madeline's, where they were paid to beat the devil out of them. I went to public school, plenty of devilment, but no nuns. Just reckless children who spread rumors that our English teacher was so cruel and rigid she had to be either a nun or a vampire. I took these lies as truth. They explained her stiff white blouse fastened to her neck by a silver stick pin, its shaft the length of a hypodermic. Her thin lips pressed into a pink line of defense, through which no kindness escaped. Her eyes, the color of slate, held us in grim suspense as we stammered through recitations of In Just by E. Cummings and Lorna Doone. Her voice held the comfort of a feral cat scraping its claws against a sheet of steel. She once held an ink-coated page aloft, claiming it contained an entire paragraph, void of one single period. The word void frightened me. Periods filled me with dread. They always signaled the end. She hung the keys to hell on a leather lanyard that swung from a wooden peg above her desk. Not hell exactly, but the door to a small office telephone, where she called our mothers to describe the spelling test, where we misspelled our own names on purpose, a joint protest against conformity. I returned to class after a period of mourning my father's death. I had forgotten the adolescent axiom, be seen, but never get caught being heard. A boy cut loose, loud and pungent. I saw his butt leap from his seat, launched by a gaseous lunch, and I laughed like a fool. Her pink hands flew across the blackboard, listing, in perfect cursive, a forgotten litany of arcane rules, under the title, Lest We Forget. Her head rotated in my direction, an owl tracking its prey, vicious eyes taking my measure, one hand behind her back, the other writing on the board. I couldn't shake the image, a farting jack-in-a-box, welcoming my return to school. She approached with shark eyes and thin lips, her wire-rimmed eyeglasses reflecting terror rays, while her disembodied hands, still up front, guided chalk across the board. I dug my chin into my chest, acted like I was choking back a cough, thought, she can't slaughter a sick child. I dared to look as she turned her owl head toward the door. Her cat's claw voice hissed through dry lips. Rise, sir, and diagram the sentence at the board. Give us all something we may laugh at. I rose with no memory of lines and slashes or parts of speech. She left the room, and through the long pane of glass, I saw the scene unfold. She stood on her toes, arms extended toward my mother, in her long black widow coat and the raven-colored scarf that brought out the worry in her face. She held my mother in her chalk-coated grasp and whispered something too faint for me to hear. They stood there holding one another, eyes closed, foreheads touching, tears mingling. My teacher mouthed words I took to be sacred. She returned to class, straightened her gray suit coat, adjusted the deadly stick pin, cleared her throat the way teachers do when they don't want you to know the depths of your ignorance and their inability to correct it. She examined my effort, glanced at me without expression, corrected my work with contempt, and said, your mother will need you to try harder now.
Wait.